Plumber, did you polish your head in a shino bolo?
No.
Okay then.
Alright, so we've got the minor update 0041 for Warbox. This update allows each element of the multi-layered gore to be toggled on or off. The patch notes also state that it brings small optimization improvements. This seems like the perfect time for me to have a look at the performance on my 1500X and 3080 10GB combo, and I'll say it up front. If you couldn't run this before, you won't be able to now. It still likely doesn't run well for anybody. I was wrong about the source of the stutters, and they're still here. I don't recall the stutters being an issue until around the time that the gore got introduced, but correlation does not always equal causation. I also wasn't following this game that closely back then, so my history might have gotten a bit muddled on exactly when certain issues arose. I thought that the loading, shading, or texturing of the destroyed meshes could be causing it, but their presence in the absence of the gore proves that that is just not the case here. I was wrong, and I'll admit it, as I always will, and I aim to maintain the highest level of integrity possible when relaying information to my viewers, and I always work to improve my method of reporting. I'm also casually learning Unreal 5 at the moment to see if I can enhance my own understanding of game design, and who knows, maybe eventually throw something together myself. We'll have to see. The ability to remove the gore effect seemed like an odd choice, as the gore is the best and probably the only really decent feature at the moment. Also, disabling it barely does anything for me, and I highly doubt this is going to be the tipping point that makes it playable on lower-end systems. The stutter on grenade impacts is still here as well, so I just don't see the point. So, to really test it out, we're going to strip everything down. All gore options off, all settings at their lowest, and half my normal resolution of 1440 down to 720. It's going to place all the burden on my CPU, and this should be the best I can get it to run. So the first problem is that I can't get grenades to affect anybody. Not friendlies, not enemies. And I've tried just setting the AI to have grenades only, and they just toss them immediately at the start of the match. So I can't do that. So I just have to let them fight. I just gotta let them fight 10 on 10 here. So we're just gonna look here. You can see it going. The frame rate is abysmally low, even at this low resolution. So this is just likely all my CPU. My GPU's not doing anything, and then I don't even know how stressed my CPU is here. But you can see those massive spikes down there on the frame time graph that pretty much any time a grenade touches anybody, and it's not limited to this scenario. There's stutters outside of that, but that's guaranteed to make it stutter. So, I mean, you can just see here, it's just chugging along. And I almost don't see the point in trying to like, if you're not going to fix this stuttering, I don't see the point in trying to work on anything else performance related, because this is just broken. It's absolutely broken and non-functional, really. I mean, you've seen my other videos where I edit out the stutters, because sometimes the action can be cool, but it just almost never works. So then I go up here, double resolution again here now to 1440. And it's, I don't know. I don't even know what to make of this. I don't even know how to parse any of this data I'm seeing here in Afterburner, right? Like, what's going on here? It just stutters. It stutters, so nothing else matters. As long as the stutter exists, literally nothing else matters. In my opinion, I've been through plenty of early accesses before, Carmageddon Reincarnation, new car game, The Forest. As long as the final product is good, this will pretty much all be forgiven. But it's just an issue of what the developer wants to do in the meantime. So as much as I don't want to, I'm actually re-uploading this for a small correction. So the low quality model setting, I was under the impression that when you turn off the gore, it changes this. It doesn't. It's its own setting, and you have to click the box to turn it off. But you can see here at 720, the actual low settings, it doesn't matter. And the reason that this happened was because the menus for the gore options say the same thing as the metahumans. So just a quick correction. In the end, everything I said is still valid. I just want to point this out. What the developer wants to do in the meantime. So, I mean, I guess the real question is why? Why does anybody care about this game? There's not much game here. What is here is mostly broken. And when it does work, it stutters, hitches, and chugs. I would say my interest mainly boils down to one word, and that is fidelity. There are other games that try and do a similar idea where it's just a little playground and you enjoy physics, but this game just plays it so straight. You've got the voices, you've got the the gore, the ragdoll, the active ragdoll, the textures to switch to Unreal 5. There's an attempt here to make this as at least as realistic as possible if it was a hyper reality. Soldiers aren't really going to be climbing all over everything in a real battlefield, but it's fun. So there's got to be enough to tie it into the real world so that the physicality has some impact. And that's why I think that when this game is finished, it could, if it ever really shapes up to what it was intended to be, I think it's going to be awesome. And I think it would be really cool that if instead of editing around stutters, I could just point my game camera in any direction and something good happens, and the AI acts correctly, and the physics are working, and the gore is working. But that's not right now, and we'll just have to enjoy the little moments we get in the meantime. So thank you very much for watching, and hope to catch you next time.